Okay, I have no idea what just happened. Ooh, we're almost there. There's one more to go. Hang on. All right. Oh my gosh, we finally got through it all. Hello, I am Shiraz, and this is Rewriting Reality. Get ready for an interesting time. Let's call it interesting time. Right now, actually, I'm quickly jumping over to Facebook to share this out to a few more people because I want a lot of people to see this. As soon as it lets me, there it goes. Share to the public. It's happening. It's happening. Yes, and you're part of it happening. Okay, so happy birthday, Breakthrough Show. This is, I don't know, the 6th show we've done today, and it's getting to that point where, you know, as someone that's spiritual and always takes care of my body, although I'm feeling really tired, I'm going to take some really spiritual Red Bull here. And give myself some wings. Wake me up. 7th. It is the 7th show today. We're just killing it. So, Rewriting Reality. How it usually works is I get people to come on here and coach me, and then I coach them and I shift their reality for them. But what's happening today is I'm going to bring on the other hosts of the show, and I'm just going to start rewriting reality for them. And we have no idea what's going to happen. We anticipate crying. It's not my goal to make you cry. It just happens. Okay. And but hopefully there will also be laughter. There will be change. There will be awareness, and there will be reality shifting. Yes, during the show, we are going to rewrite reality. Maybe that's why it's called that. We'll see. So let's get it going. You know what? There should be like a background I'm supposed to be using that was there before. I think, wait. Oh, but then I don't see me. I have no idea how to use any of this. Let me try bringing on some people. Here they are. Oh, there's the background when I bring other people on. I get it. I'm learning all this. This is fascinating. There's that background. Juju and Karen, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I just finished treating my clients, and I see my picture still up here on my background that I just learned earlier how to do.
I tried putting my
Don't
background.
judge me as well.
All right.
I learned it 3 shows before.
We don't do podcasts. We just learn how to do this stuff.
Yes, we learn as we go. It's fun.
That's right. That's right.
So my background was working earlier, but now I think it's the way that light is coming through the window. Now my head just goes away when I put my background. And I didn't want to do the show with half a head, so we just turned it off.
That'd be kind of funny.
It would be, but it was distracting me. So I don't mind if it distracts you guys, but when it distracts me, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there, see, Jessica was actually telling me it'll be there when you bring people on. Look at that.
She's so smart.
No, I don't do a podcast. I'm a talk show producer. Oh my God.
Right, that's right. Talk show.
Okay. We all are talk show hosts and producers. I'm a producer.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm getting empowered right now. Look at this. Whew. So we're going to step out of the story that I'm just a podcaster. Just a podcaster. All right. So Karen knows how this works. Juju, have you seen me work? Is this gonna be? Are you a newbie? Are you a virgin to energetic magic?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'm going to explain it to you, and I'm going to explain it to the audience what is about to happen here. This is going to get a little funky. So you're going to bring up something that you want to work on. Ideally something in your life that feels stuck. Same thing keeps happening over and over again, or you can't get through a certain barrier, and it's this repetition of why is this happening to me? So as you discuss it, I can even the energy is already shifting for people. This is fun. Okay. When you and I have this discussion and I talk to you, I can tell when your conscious beliefs match your unconscious beliefs. So I know whenever you are lying to yourself. I don't care if you're lying to me. I care if you're lying to you. So let's say I'm working with Karen, and Karen says, you know what, Shiraz, what I really want to do is make an extra $100,000 this year. Chances are I'll say, no, Karen, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. That's not coming up as true. So then we're going to start digging down and find out why Karen doesn't actually want to make an extra $100,000. And some of the common things I found for people is that, oh, if I make an extra $100,000, hey guys,
Hey.
Hi.
what just happened?
I let them know.
We just came back and we was I think that's
No, but I was about to let you in, and then you just jumped in.
a technology television.
It's magic.
I thought I was the host, but apparently other people have control of it.
You are the man. You are the man.
Okay. So for things like money, it could be that if Karen feels that she makes an extra $100,000, then she knows there's going to be some family and friends going, Karen, you're making some good money now. Can I have some? Can you invest in my business? Karen, are you spending that money right? Are you giving to the right charities? Karen, let me show you, let me give you an education on how you need to spend this money now that you're making a lot of money. And if anyone watching right now is having an emotional reaction to what I'm describing, you don't want as much money as you think you do. Because that emotional reaction is telling you, no, I don't want to have those situations. I don't want to have those conversations. I don't want people trying to guilt me or con me or convince me of stuff. And you know what? Your brain goes for the simplest solution. So if you don't want to have those conversations, and those conversations are because you have money, let's just not make the money. Won't have to have those conversations. Problem solved. Okay? And that's just one reason people don't want money. What's really important to understand is your brain prioritizes emotional distress over physical discomfort. So your brain would rather make sure you don't feel guilty than make you have arthritis for 20 years. Your brain would rather make sure you don't feel any shame or major aggravation than make sure you're poor and struggling, or busy all the time, or feeling unheard by people. The physical circumstances are secondary to your brain. Emotional is primary, and it keeps trying to get you out of possible emotional distress by creating physical circumstances. So when you decide, okay, what if I don't do that? If I don't need to feel guilty, or I decide I'm not going to feel guilty, or not going to feel pressured or overwhelmed or whatever, then your brain's like, oh, if you're not worried about it, let's just do it then. And then the money shows up, or the relationship shows up, or you get well. All these things just shift, and you literally rewrite your reality. So we have 3 guinea pigs today. 4 actually. 4. I'm 3 windows, 4 people. Ooh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Okay. And yeah, and we've got anticipation of what's coming here. Oh shit. But don't worry, you got this, Juju. We're gonna do this. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Karen.
I'll be the brave one.
You go, Karen.
All right. So what are we working on?
I like the money idea. I think the money idea is great.
Okay. So what's the problem you have with money right now?
I probably spend way more than I need to. I'm better than I was, but I know my spending habits are not great.
Okay.
And I
Is
would
money
like-
for spending?
Hmm?
Is money for spending?
Yes.
Okay. Is money for having?
Is money for having? Yes.
See, that's not coming up true.
No.
Okay. So if you only believe money is for spending and not also for having, then whenever you have money coming in, you're going to spend it.
Mhm.
Just the way you live. Okay. But when you're willing to have money and spend money, then money starts to show up more and more in your bank account.
Okay.
Okay. But it feels like it goes a little deeper than that. What will happen if you have lots of money?
I'm probably afraid I'll spend it all.
Okay, so notice the solution here. To get out of the fear of maybe I'll end up spending it, I'm just going to spend it. So then I don't have to live in the fear of maybe I'll spend it. Right?
Got it.
So are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to have money than to worry about whether you're going to spend it or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So that was the part I forgot to mention earlier. When I get to that belief, I'm going to ask you, are you willing to step out of that story, the story you've created in your life? If you say yes and you mean it, then it actually shifts. The energy shifts. You're actually changing neural patterns in your brain. And my body reacts to energy shifts. So I yawn and I cough. So that's going to be happening over the next little while. So there's still more there. How are other people going to interact or react to you if you have lots of money?
Or other people in the react. Oh, I'm sure my family will tell me what to do.
Okay. Are you okay with your family telling you what to do with your money?
No. No.
Okay. And notice how visceral that was. That was a hard no. So that was a hard, I'm not going to have any money because I don't have to deal with my family. Okay. You have to be willing for them to tell you, Karen, this is what you need to do. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. Right. Go ahead. Tell me what you want me to do with my money. Bless your heart. Right. It's just, that's how you want to do it and not care and just do whatever you want anyways with your money.
Right.
But anytime you're worried about having those conversations and those interactions and being told what to do, being told what not to do, you're going to make sure that situation doesn't come up. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to have money than to have to deal with your family telling you what to do with that money?
I am definitely ready to step out of that story.
Ooh.
Well, that was a good one. Thank you.
That was a good one. Now, here's the cool thing that's going on that a lot of people don't realize because I haven't told you yet, is that when I ask Karen, are you willing to step out of that story? If you feel you got the same story, you can say yes, and it's going to shift for you too. Okay. Now, with Juju, Donnell, and Angelique, mute if you're going to say yes, because I'm working on Karen, and your yeses distract her. But absolutely, go ahead with the yeses.
Okay.
Okay. And what just happened here? Oh my God, she just said that. Huge crack of thunder that shook the whole house. I was like, damn, Karen.
Shaking the house down.
All right. Now, the other cool thing is if we get to a story and it's not exact, but it's close, you can still say yes. So if I'm talking to Karen and Karen, I say, Karen, why can't you make a lot of money? And she says, oh, because my dad worked really hard and he only made a little money. And I'll feel like I'm outshining him or disrespecting him if I make a lot of money. And then Juju says, oh my God, I've got that exact same belief, but about my mom. Then when I say, are you willing to step out of the story? Juju can say yes, but for her mom instead of her dad. And it's going to shift for Juju. Okay. Okay, what's interesting is what's coming up right now for you, Karen, is what's wrong with having money?
What's wrong with having any money?
Yeah. Not
Well,
any money, lots of money.
it's funny you're bringing that up now because I did a lot of journaling on that this morning.
Of course.
There's a belief, and I
Okay.
know I'm working on trusting the process, working on the belief that yes, I can have what I want, that as well. Like, yes, I'll give a short example of yesterday. I was telling you, in this new retreat and center, and it's stunning. This place is out, and I'm like, I would love to have that. But then there was that, like, why not? Like, how come I can't? Showed up. Like they can have it. They've done this, but why? Like, what's wrong with me? So I know there's a belief around not like thinking that I'm doing all this work and nothing, that it's not really going to, it can't happen to me.
Okay.
I know this is what's starting to show up.
Yeah. So it doesn't even feel like that's your belief, that you've picked that up from someone else. So
sure.
who in your life would have that belief that it's not for me? It's for everyone else. It's not for me.
I feel like my brother's showing up in that one.
It's coming up true.
Okay.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of his story that the success, the enjoyment, all that playfulness is not for me?
Am I willing to step out of that story? Yes, I am.
You're not. That's not moving. Are you allowed to be in different stories than your brother?
I believe so. I always have. I've always thought different than my family.
You can think different consciously, but you can have the same unconscious beliefs. And that's why you get the same results or similar results.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. So as a sister, should you have the same beliefs as your brother?
No.
See, that's not coming up true. So are you willing to step out of the story that as a good sister, you should have the same beliefs as your brother?
No, I shouldn't have the same beliefs as my brother.
Okay. But my question was, are you willing to step out of the story that as a good sister, you should have the same beliefs as your brother?
No. I am willing to step out of that story. I'm ready to step out of that story.
That's interesting because that's actually what's very common is, as a good child, I should have the same beliefs as my parents. We got Angelique yawning. She's shifting right now. This is cool.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
Yep.
I did not see that coming at all with my brother. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, let's go a little bit broader. Are you willing to step out of the story that to be part of the family, you have to have the same beliefs as your family?
I am ready to step out of that story. Angelique is.
Nope. Look at that. You're doing it again.
That one came with a crack of, oh my God, more than a crack of lightning, girlfriend.
She's sweating over here because of these shifts.
I'm like sweating. Interesting. It's amazing what we take on subconsciously, and we have no idea. That came out of right field, left field.
Okay. Some field. Yep.
Some field. Not my field.
Okay. So there's a lot going on between you and your family. Is it okay for you to have way more wealth and success than your family?
Yes.
Okay, that's actually coming up true now. Good. I know it's
I'm like sweating. It's all good.
Will your family not like you if you have a lot more wealth and success?
No, they'll still love me.
See, part of you doesn't believe that. So are you willing, because and it doesn't have to be that you think like you know they'll do it. It's if there's part of you goes, oh, what if they don't? That's enough to make you stop. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to have a lot of wealth and success than to take the chance that your family might hate you for it?
Yes, I'm willing to step out of that story. You guys in.
Ooh. I don't know what we're doing to Angelique. She's going through it now.
I know. Oh, I have to just plug you guys in. There we go.
All right. Oh no. We got people cough. I cough. You don't have to buy my cough. You can like sweat like Karen, or feel little tingles of energy, or a little lightheaded, or just yawn. And it's all different side effects. It's all based on your body, but you don't have to buy the cough from me. That's mine. That's mine. It's patented.
It's all yours.
Right.
Oh.
Hot flashes.
Yes. I haven't had hot flashes in years, and you're bringing it on.
What are goosies? I have no idea what goosies are.
Goosebumps.
Oh, goosebumps. Okay. I didn't know they were also called goosies. Okay. Oh, empath. Okay. I do a whole class on empaths as well. Okay. Okay. It feels like a bunch of stuff has shifted here.
Thank you.
So, okay. So I want to go back to the original question. Is it okay for you to have money?
Yes.
That feels a lot better. That energy is different. How are
I
you
can
feeling?
feel it. I feel it too. I feel it more like, yeah, it is okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you, Karen.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who wants to play next?
She's like, oh, I already had it. You're muted.
Being voluntold.
Listen, she's already. I'm like,
I'm already going through it.
full fledged.
All right, Angelique.
She
Do
had
you want to keep working on money, or do you want to work on something else?
I'll just slide over.
No, money is absolutely fine.
Okay, so what's going on with money?
Well, my territory just got enlarged with money suddenly, but I want to continue. I want to go further. So
actually coming up true.
No. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to stay where you are until it feels really comfortable and safe?
No.
See, that's not coming up true. Okay. Because a lot of times when you go through an expansion, there's this fear of, oh, now what? I don't know what to do. I'm just getting used to this, and you want me to expand again? No, I don't. I don't even know what's going on here.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that. Yes.
So, oh, look at that. All right. So, are you willing to step out of the story that it's better to stay where? Are you willing to step out of the story that it's better to stay where you are until it's familiar and safe before you move forward?
Yes.
Okay. First thing that pops into your head, what are you worried will happen if you expand really quickly?
That it will go away as soon as it came.
Ah, okay. So again, if it went away as soon as it came, how would you feel?
Like I failed.
Yeah. So to your mind, it's better for it not to expand anymore than to maybe expand and then shrink, and then you feel like a failure. The emotion is the priority. Now, here's the thing. That feeling of a failure is your decision. Right?
Mm-mm.
So if you expand and then it collapses, you could say, oh, okay, that didn't work. Let me just try something else. We'll try again and get it right this time or the next time, but I'm going to keep going. But there's a decision. That's not a failure. That was just a failed attempt. I'm not the failure. And I'm going to keep attempting until I get success, but I'm not the failure. But what you just said is if that happens, I'm the failure. And that's your decision. So when you're willing to not be the failure, but just being the entrepreneur, having failures on the route to success, the whole thing changes. So are you willing to step out of the story that every failure makes you a failure?
Yes.
And are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to get it than to get it and possibly lose it?
Yes.
Ow. Okay, there's a whole bunch of people reacting to that one.
I've never yawned so much in my life. This is amazing.
Oh, okay. What's really cool is my perception of the shifts is not limited to you guys and whoever's watching. It goes to people that will be watching it later. And I'm feeling reactions from all the people that will be watching this in the future when they're like, what? So, okay. Who taught you that if you fail at something, you're a failure?
Probably family.
Yeah.
Family and upbringing.
Yeah. So are you willing to step out of their stories that if you fail at something, you're a failure?
Yes.
Right. Remember, we're taught that failure is bad and failure is shameful. And it's not the case at all, because when you were originally born, you didn't think of failure as something bad. Right? And the evidence there is, name any child that started to crawl and then tried to walk, and after multiple attempts at walking said, screw it, you know what, I'm just going to spend the rest of my life crawling. It's just too damn hard. I'm just going to crawl the rest of my life. Now you've got full-grown adults just crawling around the cities because they never learned to walk because failure. Like, it doesn't happen. We get taught, oh, failure is a bad thing. Oof.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I hope you're not doing all four of the yawning, crying, coughing, and laughing at the same time, because that
sound like that's what hurts.
Okay.
Oh, painful. Oh man.
All right. How do you feel, Angelique?
So much better.
Cool.
So much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. We got two more. Who wants to play next?
I'm a gentleman. I'm letting the ladies go first.
Okay, Juju's up.
Brittany, you're gonna implode. I'm on mute. I'm sorry.
It's so funny.
Notice that was
fun.
All right. Juju.
I'm muting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. Okay. I don't know how good the connection is with Juju right now. Oh, say that again.
Trust.
Trust. Okay. What is the issue with trust?
I don't trust easily.
Okay. With trust, I want to just redefine trust for you. Because the way most people do trust is I'd like you to behave a certain way, and I'm going to trust you to behave that way. And if you don't, you've broken my trust. Okay. But I want to show you an extreme example so it makes it obvious of what's going on. You have a brother that is a gambling addict. All right. Anytime he gets a good sum of money, he's going to go to the casino or to the track. He's going to gamble it. He's going to lose it. That's just what he does. He can't help himself. Now, this week in your business, you did really, really well. And you made $40,000 in cash. And you need to get that cash to the bank. Do you give it to your brother to take to the bank?
No.
Why not? Can't you trust him? He's your brother.
No, because he's not good with money.
He's not good with money. And it seems really obvious, but you would trust him to take that money and spend it.
Sure.
Okay. That's how trust really works. When you're really functioning in trust, you're looking at the person and saying, oh, that's who you are. I can trust you to do this. I can trust you to do this. I know I cannot trust you to do this, and I cannot trust you to do this. But what we do with people is, I've seen you do this, and I'm going to trust you not to do it this time for my sake. And then they do it anyway, and you're like, I trusted you. Why would you do that to me? Right? So the way most people do trust is you're trying to force your beliefs, your habits, your way of being on other people and hope that they'll do it. But when you start to just see everyone for who they are, you're going to know exactly how to interact with them. And so you're going to trust them to be them all the time. And in the cases that they aren't, you're going to realize, oh, I didn't have all the information. Now I have more information. Now I'm going to trust them to be them from my new perspective. So are you willing to step out of the story that you can't trust anyone because they'll always go against that trust?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to get people to behave the right way so you can trust them?
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay, there's something deeper here. Does anyone really see you?
I'm not sure.
Okay. If you don't feel like people see you, that leads to you being in this reality where people aren't going to do what you want, what aligns to you, because they don't actually see what's going on with you. And you will put that story out there. Here's the other thing. Stories are contagious. So people can buy your story for you for a second, an hour, for their lifetime. And so they'll behave differently around you because of your story. So when you're in the story of people don't really see me, therefore I can't trust people, people may be trying to do what they want, what you want, but not seeing you because of your story, doing the wrong thing. And then you're like, see, there it is. And you're creating the evidence as you go along. Now, there's two components to this, them not seeing you. Do you want people to see you?
Yes.
See, that's not coming up true. Because oftentimes when people see us, they're going to see everything. And a lot of people don't want everyone to see everything. It's like, I want them to see all the wonderful stuff, but I don't want them to see the crap. I don't want them to see where I'm scared. I don't want them to see where I feel not enough. And so you get this unconscious thing. It's like, I don't want everyone to see all of me. But then that leads to, I don't think people really see me, but it's you're the one hiding part of you. And then you get the feeling that they don't see you and you don't realize you've created the whole thing. So the cool thing is when people really see you, if they see you and they just like, oh, well, that's who you are. That's all the shiny parts and all the bad broken parts. And I still love you. Well, then you got nothing else to hide. You're just like, well, okay, I can just be me now. But if you're worried about people seeing the bad things, you're not going to truly be present and be you with the people around you. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one sees what you don't want them to see?
Yes.
Now let's step out of this a bit. Are you willing to step out of the story that no one really sees you?
Yes.
And so are you willing to step out of the story that you shouldn't trust people?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. How does that feel?
Like I've been seen.
Cool. You get a lot of support here.
I know I'm getting teary eyed.
I told you there would be tears. Karen threw me off with the sweating. That's not tears, it's liquid, but it's not. Okay. Okay, good. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sending some love.
Oh, you're getting lots of love. All right. That brings us to dun dun dun.
The slow, the slowness. I'm not gonna lie. When you finish with her, in my head, finish him. That's what I get him. That's what I was like. Oh boy, it's the D and never. Just Jessica. No. Behave, Jessica. Oh my goodness! Wow, watching this is wow.
Amazing.
Thank you. All right. What are we working on?
I think when you were talking with the wife, one of the things I guess that really hit me, I don't know if anybody's seen, was when you mentioned about failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that's one of the things that I guess I don't like is to, when it comes to my family, is failing.
Okay. So, have you ever seen, it's an animated movie called Meet the Robinsons?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay. It's about an inventor kid that goes to the future and meets his future family.
Mm.
And The thing that I love the most about the movie is he's trying to create this invention while he's with his future family, and he just completely screws it up. And they're all at dinner, and he's upset. They're like, "Why are you upset?" He says, "Because I failed at this thing." And they're like, "But why are you sad?" And he's like, "Because I failed." And they start going around the table talking about what they all failed at that day and celebrating it. And like the one grandpa, he's like, "Oh my God, I failed trying to build this thing. I blew up the shed. It was spectacular. You had to see that failure." And I could just picture a family sitting down each night saying, "What did you fail at today? And what did you learn because of it?" Like, imagine celebrating every night what you failed at and what you learned because of it.
Wow.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So, are you willing to step out of the story that failures are things to be ashamed of?
Yes.
Okay. There's a story that's in there that someone taught you that's really affecting everything. Who taught you that you should be better? When you fail, no, you should be better than this.
I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it was someone in the family.
Okay. So this is, it doesn't even feel like that, like they said it to you. It's like their story about themselves and you just bought it. You either watch the interaction or you pick up on the energy of that person. And when they're failing, they're like, "God, I should be better than this. Oh my God." And there's just all this self-punishment going on. But it's not your story, it's theirs. So are you willing to step out of the story that you should be better than to fail?
Yes.
Huh?
Why is his eyes?
Because he's going through a process.
Wait, son. About who?
Tell you later, baby.
Huh?
So, of the dinner. So here's the thing. What a lot of people do, even for a minor failure, here's the example of what we'll do. You get on the highway and you start heading west. 10 minutes into the drive, you're like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be going east." Now, physically, what you do is you get off on the off ramp, you get onto the next one, you start heading east instead of going west. Metaphorically, what you do is you get off of the off ramp, you stop the car, you go back, you'll get the tire iron or crowbar, you get back in the car, and then you start bashing yourself with the damn crowbar as you're driving back the right way, because you should have known better than to go west when you're supposed to go east. And what good is it doing? Right? It's not getting the time back. It's not solving any problems. It's just you punishing yourself. But when you go at it in a different way, it's like, "Oh, I've been going the wrong way. I wonder what adventure this is going to lead me to." And oftentimes I've done this where I've missed exit. I'm like, "Oh, what's this going to lead me to?" And it leads me to something. I always end up finding something. And it's really cool because it makes it that there's no mistakes. It was just something that happened. Are you, yeah, and the crowbar also gives you a mighty headache. So are you willing to step out of the story that you need to punish yourself for every failure?
Yes.
And here's what a lot of people do as well, is when there's a failure, you're trying to catch up. I made this mistake and this mistake and this mistake, and now I've got to make up for all those mistakes. Now, the crazy thing is, the mistakes are done. You can just proceed forward. You don't have to make up for it. And in the case of making money, creating success, you hold it there until you feel you've made up for the past mistake. when you could just be moving forward and making more money and creating more success. That's what happens when you're like, I got to make up for that. They know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make up for any mistakes you've made?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely room for one more. You want to jump on? You can come jump on. We still got 12 minutes left.
Wow.
Okay. How you feeling, Donnell?
I feel good. I do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. This has been something else.
It's amazing.
all the tears and stuff, and we've got volunteers coming in.
Hey.
I want to do it too. Me.
All the
I
tears and
wanted to
stuff,
come
and
show
we've got
love.
volunteers coming in.
Oh, I can hear you in the background.
Feedback.
You have to shut off the show that you're watching.
All the tears and
wanted to
stuff,
come
and
show
we've got
love.
volunteers coming in. Oh, I can hear you in the background.
Feedback.
Hold
You
on.
have to shut off the show that you're watching.
I know. I've been having technical difficulties all day with everything. Okay, now
Is that
we
what you
got
want to
it.
work on? So, all right. What are we doing?
I don't know. It's your show. I wanted to come.
I know, but you have to select what we're working on. What's the
Okay.
thing you want to shift?
My self-doubt.
What are you doubting?
If I can do it. Or will I succeed? That's always on my mind.
Okay. What if it doesn't matter?
I don't know.
There's a saying from the Bhagavad Gita that says it's better to fail in your dharma than to succeed in someone else's.
Mm,
All right. And so that's all about staying true to who you are
right.
and knowing you're going to be in that joy, whether or not you succeed or fail, because you're doing what you're meant to do, rather than saying, you know what, I know I'll succeed if I just go into insurance sales. So I'll just go do that, even though it makes me miserable. So, okay. And this is the thing. There's allowance and intention. Okay. Intention is this is what's going to happen. And when you get really, really deep in that intention, it happens. You don't know how long it's going to take. You don't know how it's going to manifest, but it's going to happen. But allowance is that it may not happen. It may not happen in the way I want it to. There may be all this crap that shows up before it happens. If you're not in allowance, then manifestation slows down or stops. So you've got to be willing for the best outcome all the way to the worst outcome for things to just flow and for everything to work. And if you've decided you have to succeed, you're actually creating resistance to success. If you know I'm going to succeed, there's no resistance. It's just going to happen. And it feels like you're in the former, not the latter. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to succeed? Ow, look at that's so much resistance coming off you right now.
It's like almost a feeling of like having to prove something, if that makes sense.
Who do you have to prove things to?
I feel like it's myself now. Like I've let go of trying to prove things to other people, but I don't know how to let go of it for myself.
Okay.
Like stop trying to I don't know how to stop being hard on myself.
Yeah. When you're trying to prove things, whether it's to yourself or other people, it's not about being in alignment. It's all about ego.
Okay.
Okay. when you are just happy with who you are and you've got nothing to prove, again, everything
Right.
lightens up and flows. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to prove to yourself that you can do this?
Yes.
It still feels like there's someone else in there. Who else do you have to prove to that you could do this?
Mm-hmm.
There's,
I guess my grandmother.
yeah, it's coming up there. So why is it so important to prove to your grandmother that you can do this?
Because as much as like I fight to be my own individual, I also try to show and prove that I'm just as good as all the other ones, all
Okay.
her other kids.
Oh, okay. So remember that when you're trying to prove you're just as good, what you end up doing is comparing physicalities, but every one of you is different. And your strengths may not even show up in ways that their strengths are showing up, so that you think, oh, they're winning or they're better. And there's no way I can prove what's going on. But the stuff that you can do that they can't just completely blows them out of the water. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to prove you're as worthy as all those others?
Definitely.
Are you willing to destroy the belief that you may not be enough? Ow.
I want to kill it.
Okay. There's no possibility of you not being enough. You are
No.
absolutely enough. And what's going on is the story that if you don't feel like you're enough, they're going to feel you're not enough, and you won't be loved. So are you willing to step out of the story that if they don't think you're enough, you won't be loved?
I'm trying.
I know. But here's the thing. If people don't love you for who you are, those aren't the people you want to hang out with. You're trying to prove yourself to the family you were born into rather than just being accepted by the family you've created. Okay. A lot of people live by the phrase blood is thicker than water.
Right.
Do you know what that means?
No, but I know that I don't believe it.
Okay. So people say, well, blood is thicker than water, which means family comes first and everyone else comes second. But
Right.
the actual phrase is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which means the family you create through your life experience is way more important than the family you were born into. So when you stop looking for approval from the family that doesn't want to give it and accept the approval of the family that's already given it to you, everything falls into place. So are you willing to step out of the story that you need approval from your family?
Yes.
Are you willing to destroy the belief that you may not be enough?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Okay. Are you willing to love yourself?
I'm learning.
You're not quite there. So you have to remember this. It feels like you're trying to live your life to get love. You are the source of the love, though. So when you stop living for love and start living from love, that gets reflected back from everyone in your life. So what I want you to do is stop looking for the love from other people. Stop trying to get it from other people. Stop doing things for that love and just do it because you love to do it. Do it as an expression of who you are and watch how people react. Okay. Are you willing to love yourself?
Yes.
Okay. All right. How are you doing?
I'm good. I feel better.
Well, that is the goal.
Yeah, just carrying that. You walk around, especially something heavy like that. You feel it every day, right here.
Mhm. Yep.
Or in the back of your neck. You feel it constantly. And it's like always a voice in your head. It's like you and someone else all the time.
Yep. But see,
That makes a lot of sense.
that voice isn't yours, right?
Right.
And when you realize it's not your voice, you're just like, oh, shut the hell up.
Right.
Go live my life. You shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You can have fun. Yeah, I know. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. And just keep going, living your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And how you doing, Angelique? I saw that was hitting you too.
Oh. Love you.
All right. Wow, look at that. It is time. We are at the end of the show. So thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having
Thank
all
you.
of us. You are amazing.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
That was awesome.
Coming up, we have Divine DNA. I hope they are in a condition to do their show. So,
No. Yes.
and then after that, we've got Way Back Wednesday. So, stay tuned for more Breakthrough Show. We got 2 more shows left in the birthday celebration, and we're going to end it in a nice.
Yep. Gonna have a ball.
Love you guys. Love
you.
you,
Love you.
See
buddy.
you guys soon.
Thank
What
you,
time are you
Shiraz.
off
Thank you.
What time? You're welcome. What time? What?
I was just wondering what time their show is at.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
6 Central.
No, that's Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
I'm reading the thing. It says 6 p.m. Central.
Yes, 6
Yeah.
p.m. Central,
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Party time.
All right, let me do this. What is it? Intro, outro. There it is. Bye bye.